the pearls. That's all, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am Lore, what have you
Uh,
seen first in the picture,
uh,
Ma'am Lore?
just first picture I've seen in the picture is the man, ma'am. Only the man.
Okay. So the man. Anyone? Anyone? Any answers? Oh, Ma'am Hazel.
Same naman. First thing I saw was a man with a wrinkle, a cloudy
Oh,
ang ankle, and then ang hiyang hair, ang kanang cute feathers sa bird.
okay. So your answers are all correct. So those things can be seen in the picture. So the interpretation is this one, mga ma'am. If you first saw the man's face, it is possible that your weakness in love is your emotional baggage. So everyone carries some form of baggage from previous relationship. Murag ka na mga post-traumatic problems nato and in the past relationships or their own personal struggles. It is very likely that previous heartbreak might make it hard for you to rush into a new relationship. However, you don't take risk in love. You might miss out on a love that could heal those wounds. You just need to move at a pace that feels safe for you. And a good partner, one worthy of your love, will totally understand you. Now, if you saw the bird first in the picture, the bird holding the branch first, your weakness might be that you need someone that you can take care of. As a natural caregiver, nothing makes you feel better than taking action to make your partner's life better.
I'm
So,
looking for the bird. Where's the bird there?
the hair, ma'am, the
Kanang
hair,
buhok, Dok.
the hair of the beard, the hair of the man dog. That's the bird dog.
Is it a bird? Bird?
Yes, doc. The bird that is carrying twigs, doc. Twigs branch, many twigs.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, carrying leaves or twigs. It's a
Yeah.
bird. So
Diyos ko.
now,
Ingon ako kung mataas sa bird ani. Eh. Yeah, that's it.
so if you saw the mermaid first, then it might indicate that you believe the grass is always greener on the other side. When it comes for you to choose, you might think that there will always be someone better just around the corner. And you might think that the person you are with is great, but there are always two sides of the coin. So,
I will
uh,
photocopy this. I will photocopy these pictures and frame this.
yes.
Nice.
And expert says that you can help yourself and remain idealistic in every aspect of your life, mainly when it comes to your love life. They advise such people not to lose their confidence in the face of adversity.
Where did
That
you research this one, mom? Where did you get these pictures?
I have researched this doc on my my what do you call this brother-in-law doc, that's a psychology major in CSU doc. Nagpatabang na ko dok kay nagamit na nila tanan example.
I like. Laverne. Hey, Laverne, are you there around? Who is recording our
Naa si
ano?
Sir
Ma'am
Lovern,
Hazel. Ha?
naa si Sir Lovern.
Say Laverne. Say Laverne. Sige, sige, go on. I will tell him to have that picture.
So, if you saw the shell first, the shell that one has pearl, kaning duha diri duha sa ubos sa iyahang face na ay shell dira ang na ay pearl. So, if you saw the shell holding the pearl first, then you might be a bit of materialistic when it comes to choosing or finding a lifetime partner. An expert says that you are not completely superficial, but you do not like the finer things. You may have a fling with someone who is not financially secure, but you are less likely to make things official with them. Further, experts suggested that having standards in life is a good thing, but it may cloud your judgment, which makes it hard to have a meaningful connection with others. So, that's the interpretation of this picture. Now, for the next picture. So,
How many pictures are there?
yes, what have you seen first in the picture?
How many pictures are there? How many pictures are
Five,
there?
doc. Only five
Sige.
samples, doc. I prepared only five samples. Yes, Ma'am
Lore is
Lord.
racing.
The first picture, ma'am, is I saw is a cat.
Is the cat. Okay. How about Ma'am Hazel?
First thing I saw was the horse.
What's that again, Ma'am Hazel? The
A
first, what
horse.
have you seen first in the picture?
Horse. I saw
The
the
horse. Okay, Ma'am Dominga. What have you seen first in the picture, Ma'am Dominga?
An owl, ma'am.
Okay, an owl. Okay. Now,
Ma'am
Ma'am
Roxanne.
Munyon,
I can see a giraffe, ma'am.
giraffe. Where's the giraffe? Okay. I haven't seen the giraffe, Ma'am Munyon, but it's there. What
Yeah.
else, Ma'am Roxanne?
I can see a lion. A
Okay, a
lion. It's in
lion. You
sky
can,
blue.
okay, you can see a lion. Yes. So, um, so most of you have seen the cat and the lion, no? So for the let's okay, Ma'am Rachel is raising her hand.
And I can see the wolf. There's a wolf or fox man siguro ni siya. Wolf ni or fox? Behind
Up to you. What
before
have you
the
seen?
owl.
Okay, the first thing only, Ma'am Rachel.
I think it's a fox. A fox face.
It's a fox face. Okay. So I guess your answers are correct. So naay owl, naay horse. We also have a cat, and we
Monkey,
also
monkey.
have, yes, Ma'am Munyon, you're raising your hands, Ma'am Munyon.
Sorry, ma'am, wala na unclick.
Ay, okay. So, your answers are all correct. Yes. So, the lion, if you saw the lion, you are born a leader. If you saw the face of the lion first, then it means that you are born leader and you are very confident, ambitious person. This also means that you have a brave heart that has earned you a lot of respect from others. Now, if you saw the cat first, it means that you are um you you are determined. Now, if you see the owl, it means you have introversion or extroversion. And if you see the horse, it means sensing intuition. So, unsa po man to? Yes, the giraffe is having judging or perceiving. So, more man tong mga na-mention nga ko ano, animals. So, classmates, those are the character traits that you might or you may have. Now, let's move on to the last picture. Now, classmates, what have you seen or what can you say about the picture? What can you say about the picture?
a lady in color white.
Okay. Ma'am Lore, what's that again? A lady in white?
Kuan, ma'am.
Lady.
Six ladies facing, two were facing each other.
Two ladies facing each other. Yes, Ma'am Lore. What else, classmates?
Black and white colors, ma'am.
Okay, black and white colors. That was Ma'am Hazel, Ma'am Dominga, and Ma'am Lore.
Stripe. 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 Mura siyang zebra stripe. A straight
Okay,
stripe.
zebra stripe.
Found in the chess, sa chess,
Yes,
Yeah,
can
chess,
be.
chess.
and it can be used as sa maghimo bitaw ka ng hagdanan bitaw, no?
Yes, their intentions. But on the downside, people might easily take your advantage. So the pillar represents strength.
Humanda sila.
The pillar
Humanda.
represents, yes, Doc. The pillar represents strength, belief, and trust. They are crucial part in making any building stand tall and proud. Just like a person with no trust issues should use it to their strength and stand tall and proud. Now, if you didn't notice the pillars first, but your eyes went straight on noticing a woman-like figure, we're afraid it's not a good news. If you notice the woman instead of pillars, you are a person who cannot easily or blindly trust anyone. Just believing another person's word isn't for you, and it doesn't come naturally to you. You measure each word heavily and try to read between the lines a lot. Mostly overthinking situations. However, your ability to read between the lines will also help you see through lies and deceit easily. So for you, actions matter, as do those who prove to be trustworthy. Okay. So
Good man.
those,
Mom, Sherry, you are still in your motivation. Let's move on to
yes,
your
doc.
topic.
So the next page will is already the start of my topic. So my first topic is all about counseling approach. So in the so counseling approaches vary according to each therapist, training and counseling style. So approaches to counseling affect the therapist and interactions with their clients, their methods and their focus during therapy. So, while comparing the different counseling approaches, several similarities between some of these therapy models will come to light, as will many differences. So,
Mom, my question is why do you think counseling approaches vary?
I think the counseling approaches vary it because it will depend on the client and also your field of expertise, doc, on how you are going to approach your client. So that approach really
Okay,
vary. It has to vary, doc, because it will.
okay, well said.
Yes, doc. So on the
Move
next
on.
slide, we have the first one is psychodynamic counseling. So it is the most well-known. It is an approach where So naa daw mag-trydor sa imuha. So if you have dream na kuan daw dok kanang naay matanggal nga ngipon, it means naa daw mamatay.
Okay,
So that
sige,
is
sige.
psychodynamic counseling, doc. So and also it includes hypnotism, doc. While psychodynamic therapy was originally a long process, there are now successful short-term approaches that prove to be as effective. So, isa ni siya sa mga counseling approach nga ginabuhat sa mga counselors. Now, the next one will be humanistic client-centered therapy. So the humanistic client-centered therapy is an approach that supports the assumption that people already possess the qualities they need to thrive. So this counseling approach encourages empathy, altruism, intuition, creativity, humility, curiosity. So this approach to counseling is developed by Carl Rogers and later led to his founding of client-centered therapy, a humanistic counseling approach that supports the client in reaching their full, teaching patients how they can deal with their emotional stressors through reflection. So that's it. Now, for the next approach, we have rational emotive therapy. So the rational emotive therapy is a type of client-centered therapy or cognitive-based therapy where the patient distress is viewed as a function of irrational thinking. During this session, the therapist works with the patient to understand a particular event's cognitive processes and how it may have created this outcome. So, this method helps the patient understand that their belief about the given situation rather than the situation itself is and it should be focus of the therapy. So, in contrast to the client centered therapy, this approach is active and directive with an intent to help patients to avoid self-defeating beliefs. Kana bitong self-defeating beliefs nila like the kanang classmates kanang ga-experience bitaw og mga depression. They are pwede po ni sa ila kaning rational emotive therapy because ang rational emotive therapy promotes self-defeating beliefs. 'Di ba sa depression we always feel nga ay dili na nako kaya kanang kuan kanang murag depressed ka ba kanang you are not a you seem to feel like you cannot accomplish a task nga dili nimo kaya. So instead, it works to help them experience a healthy, positive sense of well-being. So, mao ni siya, makatabang ning rational emotive therapy, especially sa mga depressed persons. So, on the number 5, we have the reality therapy. On the reality therapy examines ideas about social context of human behavior. Reality therapy is a client-centered
I think
type.
I think we had discussed this in our previous reports.
I guess the approaches, doc, because
It's
there
not.
no,
Sige,
no.
sige.
Yes, doc. So the reality therapy examines ideas about the social context of human behavior. In It is a client-centered type of cognitive behavioral psychotherapy, focusing on the improving present circumstances of past events. So in here, our client, we have to focus nga kanilang mga nahitabo sa imuhang mga present circumstances and relationship, dili na ta mag-discuss about the past events, no? So we humans, we tend to really remember the past events, no? Especially pag kanang mag-away mo sa inyong partner, i-discuss pag yun tong mga nahitabo sa una. So Mo na siya.
Ma'am, ma'am, if possible, we can evade talking in vernacular.
Yes, Doc. So, um, we have in here we have to avoid discussing the past events and improve what the present events could offer. And it encompasses choice theory, which focuses on the ability of individuals to have control about their behaviors. So, on number 6, we have examines the influence of various patterns across systems, including family, school, work, which influence our behaviors and psychological issues. A systemic approach strives to focus on the system.
Ma'am, just give us the example, ma'am. Do not just read that one. Just give us
Yes,
the.
yes, doc. Systemic therapy, doc. For example, you have you have for example, my student. So, my student has I have to approach him using this systemic therapy, doc, to give him a system on what to do in at school. So it will be his routine, doc, routine to not forget the assignments that I have given, the activities that I have given, and he could not remember the issue at hand because he is somehow he is somehow kanang dili accept bitaw sa parents, doc, that he is autistic. um pa-eskwela lang siya, the parents would send him to school like a normal child, but they cannot accept that. I always tell the parents that, oh, your student is working very slow, that he has like this, that you need psychological, or you have to enroll him to a therapy. So the parents do not do that. So in the systemic approach, doc, I usually give them a system to focus on the system that I use at school. So that's it.
Okay, sige.
So the next is the narrative story. So we all have to a story to tell ourselves about who we are. We derive meaning from our stories as they shape and influence how we see and react to the world around us. So the narratives we create impact the decision we make and the influence our ability to maintain and enjoy satisfying, meaningful in experiences. So in the narrative therapy, we kanang storya ka. You are going to narrate your own story to your counselor. So the narrative therapy helps patients become the expert in their own lives. Narrative therapy counselors work with the patient to create alternate stories. Doing so helps create a non-judgmental story that aligns more with the reality. So for example, ang because we all have different perspective on what we do. So for example, akong estudyante, she felt that she was cheating along with her classmates, kay dili man jud to siya gapangupya nga nako nga estudyante, kay buotan she was very kind, she was also top of the class, she was an honor student. So she felt that copying with the peers, or the sense of group made her depressed. And I told her, you what you did was wrong somehow, but do not be depressed because um, uh, a lot of students, or somehow you are able to really experience that one in high school, because that's part.
Meaning in that moment, she copied.
She copied along with her peers, doc, because um all of her classmates, all, but that was on the different subject, doc. And then she told me that she got guilt and she got depressed
Ah,
because,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes. And then I told her, because she was very
And
kind
then what
and
did you do?
very
What did you do?
mahinig.
Because if that crisis to of the girl will not be solved, it remain it will leave something on her, di ba?
Yes, doc.
Na siya, guilt naman siya. So, and if you cannot if you cannot do something on it, if you cannot give advice or counsel, so there is something na ma-develop sa bata.
Yes, doc. Because
So
the other subject teacher have already scolded them, and then she talked to me as an advisor, and then I told her, what you all did was wrong. So you're not the only one at fault. And then I told her that um you really experienced this one in high school. Even I experienced this one, yes. And then she felt a stress relief, doc. And then I told her not to worry because she was very kind and
it's what
mahinhin.
it's normal. It's normal.
Yes.
But you said next time, never be with your classmates who are doing like that. Gananin mo siya.
Yes. Yes, doc. I told her that what they all did was wrong, because she was feeling the guilt, like it was very wrong, and the other students was like okay, they were okay with it, but she was
Yeah, yeah.
really, yes,
Because she is not used
she
of
felt
doing that.
different.
And she knew very well the
Yes.
consequence, di ba? Ano siya,
Yes, doc.
consequence man ang iyang gina-think. What if the consequence it will affect her grade in that particular subject? What if the advisor will know that one because the teacher will will give feedback to the advisor? What if the parents will know that one? So those are the consequences. That is why she told you what happened. Good advice. O, sige ma'am, continue.
So next is the creative therapy approach. Incorporates various art mediums to help improve mood, behavior, and other aspects of one's well-being. So creative therapy often pairs therapy, including cognitive behavior therapy, to provide optimal results. So, for example, is music and art therapy, for instance, to promote benefits, including there is a maminaw lang sila og music. So it increases in positive feelings, reduction in stress and anxiety, promotes healing, creates a positive self-image, encourages a self-expression. So approach that a counselor introduced to client. So the next one is cognitive behavioral therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, revolves around the idea of combining cognitive and behavioral therapy approaches, allowing someone to understand how their thoughts and behavior impacts feelings. So,
Right away, can you give me example? Do not read that one ah.
yes, doc. Yeah. The role of the counselor is just to allow someone to understand how their thoughts and behaviors impact their feelings. So, for example, the one that I have, I advise to my student a while ago that she should not feel the guilt, and then she should not feel depressed, because we all go through that phase. And then and she's not the only one who did
Okay, ma'am.
that.
Okay,
So
ma'am. The girl felt the guilt, di ba?
yes, doc, she
So,
felt the guilt. So
as
after,
feeling that guilt, it can affect her thought and her mind.
Yes, Doc.
Ay, kay behavior man niya, di ba? Dali man, behavior man. So,
Yes, Doc.
as a counselor, yeah, you got the correct ano because from the advice that you gave, you now beginning to change the emotion of the girl, di ba?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, so ingana lang. And even you can even hug, you can even embrace, you can even hold, di ba? And
Yes,
show
Doc.
nga dili siya wrong. No, most importantly is you advise nga she will not do that again. So from that, na-change ang perception
Ang
sa
feel,
bata, ang
yes, Doc.
feelings, ang behavior sa bata, ang emotion sa bata.
So it already had an impact on her
Yeah.
feelings, Doc.
Yes, yes.
So it CBT also focuses on the individuals learning to control their brain rather than allowing the brain to have control. So as what I have said earlier, um, the my student has already felt guilt and depressed because um, I I was on a seminar for 2 days, so she she kept it all along with herself, and so on the other words, how you think dramatically affects how you feel. If you can change your thoughts, you can begin to change your emotions.
Okay, that's
So
correct.
now, okay, so we're done with the CBT. Now we have dialectical behavioral therapy. DBT is a form of cognitive behavioral therapy that tries to pinpoint the change on one's negative thinking patterns and create a positive behavioral changes. So DBT teaches patients the skill they need to cope with replace their unhealthy behaviors. So I have an example here. So I have a co-teacher. She he tried vlogging. He tried vlogging kanang sa social media the reels because he told me that he's earning from the reels, and then I asked him, "What content do you have on your reels?" And he told me all about negative mga ano negative mga rants. She told me mga rants, and then I told her, if you are going to think
Lalaki na babae?
lalaki daw.
Oh no, here, no. You told him. I was
Yes,
confused. Yeah.
his
What
so
did she do? What did she do? What did she do in the
what
social media?
he did
She.
rants, doc. He did rants about what
He, ma'am, or she?
he doc. It's a boy, doc. It's
Lalaki.
he's a man. Yes, doc. He's a
Kagaya na
man.
babae.
Lalaki, doc. And
Sure ba?
then
Pag sure, are you telling
lalaki,
the truth?
yes,
Or
doc.
not?
Yes,
Or
doc.
just
I'm
fabricating? Ano?
so he's having content on the balot that he ate on near uh the the by the river, doc. So
And then?
he's ranting, and then I told him that if you are going to think negatively, if this will be your behavior on your reels, other people might also perceive the same thing as you do. So if you change this into a positive, you can affect a lot of people. You can touch a lot of people's lives. So
So what was the problem with the balot? Balot?
the balot, doc, the balot that he ate has fried balot. The the new balot that he ate, he told me that it stinks. It
Ah.
stinks on his Facebook video. So it stings and he doesn't like it. The first time that, because it's grilled balut, yes, grilled balut. The first time that he ate grilled balut, and then he doesn't like the taste. So that's it. And then I told him, if your reels will gonna be all negative, that your content will be all negative, you will create um perception of others to think negatively. But if you create, your content will be all about positive. So maybe you can touch people's life.
The ano that one is, you try also to, para makuha ng iyang negative, you have to have also a person who ate also that balot, no, giunsa to, and then lahi-lahi ang ilang mga perception.
Yes,
No?
Doc.
So, no, I have eaten the balot but I don't feel like what you felt. Di ba nga na? So, there are two opposite, no? Ika na siya. So, from that, makonvince siya that what he thought of the balot he ate is not what is not the real one. Klaro?
Yes, Doc.
So,
So
kung ako
it
po, dili ka, lami lang na ito.
counseling, non-directive counseling, and the eclectic counseling.
I thought we had this. There was a report on this. Sige na, just run through. No, just run through. I heard this one.
Okay, so the directive counseling, prescriptive counseling. So it is a counselor centered. The counselor direct the client to take steps in order to resolve his conflicts. So as a counselor, you are just going to direct tagaan nimo og you're going to give steps or in what do you call
Task
this
to be
one?
done. Task,
Directions,
yeah. Directions.
directions for the client to resolve his own conflict. So it is based on assumption that the client cannot solve his own problems for lack of information.
Yeah.
So the counselor plays an important role. He tries to direct the thinking of the counselee by informing, explaining, interpreting, and advising. It gives more importance to intellectual aspect than emotional aspect. So the steps of directive counseling, it's analysis, synthesis, diagnosis, prognosis, counseling, and then follow up na dayon, doc. So
Okay. What is
uh,
prognosis? What is prognosis? Analysis, yeah, synthesis, diagnosis. What is prognosis in your report?
prognosis, doc, I guess, doc, that this is um you will be able to what do you call this one, um so after diagnosis we are going to uh, give our own idea. So I guess, doc, this is my own uh, what do you call this one, idea of prognosis, doc. So based on the diagnosis that has been applied to the client, so prognosis comes, which
Prognosis
is
is
your
somewhat the client now is in the prospect of recovery, no? Gina-diagnose na si mo, so medyo na recover na siya, no?
okay, doc.
Okay.
And then the counseling, and then a follow up, because of course after counseling to we need to have a series of follow ups sa ato ang mga client. So
Ah,
the
as far
yeah,
as the three action plan that I had read, na to may question ko dito follow up. I follow up dito nga question ako. Sa katong tulunan na ako nga gi-check. Have you seen the LMS? Atong o nya makita to ninyo unsang resulta. But I will not give you the questions that I am making with you. Basta I have made nakabutang ko one of the I have checked naman good to law. I have checked, no. So unsa ba kang kinsa ba to na ako gibutang?
doc, are we
Yeah, naa sa isa sa ilaha, naa sa ila. So far sa ako nang na-check nga tulo na anay answer nga follow up mo. Na ko'y question about follow up.
are we going to upload the project action plan in the LMS, doc?
Of course.
Okay. Dili isend sa imo, doc, no, diretso sa LMS.
Yo,
Okay. Okay, doc. So now the merits of the directive counseling. So it is less time consuming. Hence, this method can be adopted when an early solution is required. This method
Okay.
is best, less matured and less intelligent client interact with an experienced counselor. This is best method at lower levels where the client is not in a position to analyze his or her own problem. So pwede ni siya sa school base. In
Mm.
this method, the counselor becomes readily available to help the client, which makes the client very happy. And the demerits. In directive counseling, the client never becomes independent of the counselor. So it is not an effective or best guidance. So uh, the personal autonomy and integrity of the client is not respected. It leads to new adjustment or problems. So personal autonomy of the client, it means that the client has no control um, with their own problems kay gidirect raman siya sa
Yeah.
counselor.
He's not given the chance to find out ano sa iyahang gyud kaugalingon.
Yes, doc. So it will not help the individual to develop any attitude through his own experiences because, as what I have said earlier, she was directed only to to process her emotions, to process her
For
problems.
example, the counselor will say, "Oh, ano, okay, these are the things that you will do." So another na po, ma'am, oh, okay, this is the things. So she is not independent, no?
Yes, doc.
Okay, dito, di ba, you made mention of independence.
Yes,
Okay.
doc.
Dependent
So
siya. Okay.
dependent.
Mm.
The counselor fails in saving the client to commit the mistakes in the future. Yes. So this is somehow true because the client was not able to realize his own or to yes to discover her own experiences and to really stand because she was directed by the counselor. So the client may commit mistakes in the future. Now we have the non-directive counseling. So Carl Carl R. Roger is the chief exponent in this viewpoint. So the school of thought is just reverse that of the directive counseling. It is a client-centered process. So in this,
Kabaliktad lang, kabaliktad, no?
yes, Doc. The counseling is the pivot of the whole counseling process. So the counselee or the client is independent na siya. The main function of the counselor is to create an atmosphere in which the client can work out on his problem. So,
So meaning when you say pivot, it's the counseling, no? Siya gid ang tanan, siya gid ang tanan, no?
yes, Doc.
Siya, she will do, she will tanan.
Yes,
Sige.
Doc. He or she will be the one to realize his own problem.
Yeah.
The
Without
only
any direction given by the counselor. Siya.
it is not suitable for a less matured and less intelligent counselee. So, if less matured, kung bata ang ato ang bata, especially mga bata, dili pag yun siya pwede ani.
Ano nga
And
bata dito siya sa directive?
yes, Doc. And less intelligent counselee, Doc. The counselors passive anyway as counselor we will be able to assess our own clients man no so
Yeah.
we
You as a counselor, you're always there to assist whether you are giving the directive and the non-directive.
yes doc so the counselor's passive attitude might irritate the counselee so much that he might hesitate to express his feelings because passive lang ang counselor because you are there only to create an atmosphere wherein your client will be able to express the feelings and narrate the story or his feelings to you. So to some clients, it they get irritated so much that they might hesitate to express their feelings also. So it is not possible in schools because the counselor has to attend many pupils, because
What is best in the school? It is
it is
directive.
directive, doc,
Yeah.
directive, because we believe that students do not have their emotional stability, doc, and they are very vulnerable, doc.
Oh
So we
yes.
use the directive. Now we have comparative analysis of directive and the non-directive counseling. So the directive is economical, non-directive is time-consuming. So uh, on the directive, emphasis on problem, non-directive, emphasis on the individual.
Okay.
Directive, emphasis on the intellectual aspects. Non-directive, emphasis on emotional aspects. Now, the directive is methodology is direct and persuasive. Non-directive is methodology is indirect because it varies upon the
Yeah.
emotions
You were
of the
explaining
client.
that. You are just presenting to us in clear perception, no? Nga,
Yes,
makita gyud. But actually, you are saying this.
yes, doc. So
Next.
the directive solves immediate problems. It solves immediate problems because you direct, you give
Yeah, you
your,
explained that already. Kanina, you explained that. You just read na lang.
and then the non-directive deals with self-analysis and new problems of adjustment may be taken care of. Now, number 6, on the directive uses psychological assessment data. Non-directive may not use a psychological assessment. Now, number 7, counselor plays active role for the directive. Non-directive, counselor plays passive role. Number 8, direct counseling sometimes may be done by supporting staff.
Yeah, pwede siya. Pwede siya.
Yes, doc. And na on non-directive, a highly professional, competent, and trained person with understanding of relationship skill is required. So it should be done by highly professional because you will be able to understand your client. And number 9, help is offered by counselor to take decisions. And on non-directive, client takes his own decisions. So number 10, it is more information giving. Rapport information is not that significant. Uh, on non-directive, it is to develop self-insight and more towards solving the personal problems. Rapport information is essential. Now, the last one is eclectic personality. So, eclectic personality, the chief advocate of this type of counseling is Thorne. So, eclectic counseling is a type of counseling which is neither counselor centered or client centered. So, but combination of both. Here, the counselor is neither too active as in directive counseling nor too passive as in non-directive counseling, but
Patunga-tunga
follows a
siya.
middle course. Yes. So the characteristic of eclectic counseling, doc, is methods of counseling may change from client to client or even with the same client from time to times. And then it is highly flexible. It has freedom of choice and expression, is open to both the counselor and counselee, experience from mutual confidence and faith i- in the relationship are basic. The client and the philosophical framework are adjusted to save the purpose of relationship. So sa the directive, the directive, it will be for the directive will be the counselor will be the one to direct.
Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mio Malyo, for your report. No? Okay, any questions? Any questions? Any clarification of the report? Hello,
No,
nangauna
Doc.
siguro sila.
Nothing.
Doc.
There are
None
lots
so
of
far, Doc.
None so far, ma'am.
Okay, you stop your presentation na, ma'am. You upload that in the Google Drive so that Sir Laverne can upload that one.
Okay, Doc.
Okay, so from that, I'm giving you 100, Ma'am Malio.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay, so end na ang atong klase. One more. So we will start tomorrow at 2 o'clock. No? Earlier ta.
Okay, Doc.
Yes,
Okay na
Doc.
ba na sa inyo?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay po.
Okay na, para we can end also. If you can start at 2. Hello, Sir Vern. Hello, Sir Laverne. We will start 2 o'clock tomorrow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, para makahumantaog sa iyo. No? Because they are going to defend on their action plan. They will have the oral defense. So, but if we can finish it, we will move on to the culmination program. We will just adjust, Vern. We will just adjust the time, Vern, ha? In your ano. Vern, pwede to nimo padakoon tong presentation gani niya nga picture sa iyang motivation. Atong primero niya nga o kani nga report. Atong 5 pictures sa iyang motivation before her report. Nindo to, I want to have that ano. Sige, so if there's none, queries. Kadali lang, no?
None,
Padali lang. So get ready for the oral defense of your action plan.
Yes, Doc.
Be confident in presenting. You will present. So siguro in the presentation of your action, you will read the action plan, you will present the action plan. No? You will explain your action plan. Okay, and then after that, I will be asking you a question regarding your action plan. And again, if you are the one really doing your action plan, wala ni mo gikopya, tuwadon balis karon ka, you will be able to answer the questions that I will have to give. Karo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Vern, ato lang i-adjust ang time, Vern, ha? Ato lang i-adjust, Vern, no? So, tomorrow, we will start at 2 o'clock. So, mga 8 hours gihapon ta. No? Okay ra. So, okay, if there's no more questions, we done. I have to read your ano pa, ma'am, no? Kinsa pa to ang sakuan. I will just read pa. Okay, so bye for now. See you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So, kung mag-text na ta, ha? Kay murag half day lang ang among orientation. Mag-text na ta so that we can start early and we can dismiss early. Okay, bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Good luck for the oral defense. No, be confident. And God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Doc.
Bye.
Thank you, Doc.